It's 3 in the morning. You're lying in bed. Your body is exhausted, but your mind won't stop. You're thinking about something you said to someone today. You replay it. You analyze it. You imagine different ways you could have said it. Better ways, smarter ways. Your heart starts beating faster. The harder you try to sleep, the more your brain speeds up. And here's the thing nobody talks about. The smarter you are, the worse this gets. Your intelligence has turned into a trap. But here's what doctors won't tell you. There's actually a reason this is happening. And it's not what you think. There are different types of people who overthink. First, there's the analyzer. They can't just pick something and move forward. They have to break down every option. They think about job A versus job B for weeks. And by the time they're ready to decide, the opportunity is gone. Then there's the replayer. They get stuck in the past. They replay conversations from years ago. They can't let it go because their brain won't let them. Finally, there's the predictor. They're always imagining the future, but not the good parts. They imagine everything that could go wrong. By the time something actually happens, they're already exhausted from thinking about all the ways it could fail. Most overthinkers are a mix of all three, and that means you're constantly thinking, constantly analyzing, constantly replaying. Your brain never gets to rest. But here's what changes everything. Overthinking isn't a flaw. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. Your brain isn't broken. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, just at the wrong time and way too much. Think about your ancestors thousands of years ago. They lived in a dangerous world. Every sound could be a predator. Every shadow could be a threat. So their brains developed a warning system, an alarm that would go off whenever there was any possibility of danger. Their brains would analyze every situation, look for threats. Imagine what could go wrong. This system kept them alive. It saved their lives, but you don't live in that world anymore. You live in a modern world where most threats aren't life or death. But your brain doesn't know that. Your brain is still running ancient software. So when you're about to send an email, your brain treats it like a life or death decision. When you're thinking about what someone said, your brain thinks you're in danger. Your brain thinks you're still being hunted, so it won't stop analyzing. It won't stop looking for threats. That's why your overthinking won't turn off. It's not because you're anxious or weak. It's because your brain is outdated. It's running 10,000-year-old software in a completely different world. Your threat detection system is stuck in the on position. And once you understand this, everything changes. You stop blaming yourself. You realize your brain is just confused. Now let's talk about what this is actually costing you. Overthinking isn't just annoying. It's destroying your life in ways you might not even realize. Let's start with relationships. You're with someone you care about, but they don't text you back right away. Suddenly your brain goes into overdrive. You replay the conversation. You wonder if they're mad. You imagine them breaking up with you. You create this whole story in your head about how the relationship is falling apart. And by the time they text back, you're already stressed and defensive. So when they ask what's wrong, you bring it up. You analyze until they get frustrated. And now there actually is a problem. You created it by overthinking about a problem that didn't exist. Then there's opportunities. You see a perfect job posting. But then you start thinking, what if you're not qualified enough? What if they don't like you? What if you take it and hate it? So you don't apply. You talk yourself out of it. Someone less qualified gets the job. But they didn't overthink. They just did it. Your health suffers too. You can't sleep because your mind won't stop. You're tired all the time. Your body is tense. Your digestion gets messed up. You get headaches. You feel anxious for no reason. Let's do the math. If you spend 2 hours per day overthinking, that's 14 hours per week, 56 hours per month. Almost 7 full days every single month just stuck in your head. Not living, not creating, not connecting. And the worst part, while you're stuck in your head, life is happening without you. You're at dinner with your family, but you're not really there. You're thinking about something else. Moments pass by and you don't even notice, because your mind was somewhere else. How many good moments have you missed while stuck in your head? Now let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain. Inside your brain is a network called the default mode network. This activates when you're lost in thought. For most people, this turns on and off. But for overthinkers, this network gets stuck in the on position. It never really turns off. Then there's your amygdala, your alarm system, your threat detector. It's the part that says danger. For overthinkers, this is too sensitive. It's like a smoke detector that goes off when you're just cooking dinner. It's constantly sending out false alarms. Another part is your anterior cingulate cortex. This monitors for mistakes. It says, wait, something might be wrong. For overthinkers, this is very active. It's constantly scanning. It's constantly looking for problems. And because it's always looking, it always finds something. These three parts working together create a loop. Think, danger, problem. Think, danger, problem. Round and round. This loop releases stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Your nervous system gets stuck in high alert. And when your nervous system is high alert, your brain thinks there's danger. So it sends more signals to keep thinking. It's a vicious cycle. The more you think, the more stressed you become. The more stressed, the more you think. Here's the thing that changes everything. The solution is not what you think. Most people try to fight their overthinking. They try to force themselves to stop thinking. But fighting your thoughts only makes them stronger. The more you try not to think about something, the more you think about it. The real solution is the opposite. You stop fighting. You accept that your brain wants to overthink. You give it permission. You give it a specific time and place. This is called the worry window. You pick a specific time each day, maybe 3 p.m. for 20 minutes. You tell yourself, during my worry window, I can think about whatever I want. But outside of this time, when thoughts come, I'll think about them during my worry window. Your brain feels heard. You're not pushing thoughts away. You're organizing them. Something magical happens. Your brain starts to calm down outside the worry window because it knows it will get time to think later. Another powerful technique is grounding. When you notice you're overthinking, pull your attention back to right now. Use your 5 senses. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. This works because your senses only exist in this moment. So when you focus on what you can see and touch and hear, you interrupt the overthinking loop. Then there's movement. Action interrupts the cycle. Go for a walk. Do push-ups, dance, move your body. This gives your brain something else to focus on. It helps you feel like you're actually doing something instead of just thinking about problems. Here's what most people don't realize about overthinkers. You're not broken. You're wired for something special. Your brain that won't stop thinking is the same brain that can see patterns nobody else sees. It can solve problems others can't. It can understand people deeply. It can create original things. Many of the most creative people in the world are overthinkers. Artists, writers, innovators, philosophers, Tesla, Dati, Vinci, Einstein. These weren't people who could turn their brains off. These were people whose minds never stopped. And that's exactly why they changed the world. The problem isn't that you think too much. The problem is that you're not directing your thinking. Your thoughts are running you instead of you running your thoughts. Here's the shift that changes everything. You stop trying to stop thinking. Instead, you start directing your thinking. You take that analytical mind and point it at something that matters, a problem you want to solve, a creative project, a person you want to understand, a skill you want to master. When you direct your overthinking instead of fighting it, it becomes a superpower. You can think deeply about things that matter. You can analyze situations with precision. You can see nuances others miss. You can create with intention. Your overthinking becomes your strength instead of your weakness. The goal isn't to have a quiet mind. The goal is to have a mind that works for you instead of against you. A mind that thinks deeply but with purpose. That's the real breakthrough. Not stopping your thoughts, but mastering them. If you're an overthinker, I want to say something to you. Stop apologizing for your mind. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into a world that doesn't understand depth. Your constant thinking isn't weakness. Your analysis isn't overthinking. Your caution isn't fear. You see things others miss. You feel things others don't notice. You care about getting things right. These are not flaws. These are gifts. The world doesn't need more people who can turn their brains off. The world needs more people who can think deeply, who can see problems before they happen, who can create with intention, who can connect on a real level. You were never meant to have a quiet mind. You were meant to have a directed mind, a mind that thinks deeply about what matters. So don't try to be someone you're not. Don't try to think less. Learn to think better. Learn to think with purpose. Learn to think for yourself instead of against yourself. Your overthinking isn't your enemy. It's your superpower. You just need to learn how to use it.